I have no idea what day we are on. I think it's like day 5, day 6, something like that. Time doesn't matter, and we're just having a great time. So yesterday was so much walking, so exhausting, but in all the best ways. So today we're taking it a little easier. We were originally going to go to Kamakura this morning, and we ditched that plan because the weather's a little cloudy. Kamakura is better if it's sunny. So instead of that, we are going to go to the Imperial Gardens, which is actually right here by our hotel. And then I think we're going to do some shopping in Ginza, or I may do that on my own. I think my son and I have different ideas of shopping. He's thinking electronics and I'm thinking Gucci. We ended up going down to the restaurant at our hotel, and this was our first time doing this. It was an option when we booked to get it with breakfast, but we had so many super early mornings that didn't feel like the best call. But this morning's breakfast there was so fun. It had a beautiful buffet. You had options between American breakfast and also a Japanese, more traditional breakfast. The buffet had yogurt, plenty of fresh fruit. It was lovely, and if it had been nicer, it would have been nice to sit outside, but my egg omelet was divine. Later in the week, I got room service from the same restaurant, and it was just everything we ate there was excellent quality, and we were really happy with the experience. So this hotel has really been ideal for us, and you know, it's not going to be for everybody. If you want to be closer to the action, this may not be the place for you, but if you want to be close to the most convenient transportation, this is great. Now, we'll tell you it's kind of a business district, which is why it's Sunday today and it's super quiet. And you are right across from the train station. So that means like during rush hour, it's very busy, but it also means that a lot of the restaurants close earlier than other places and things like that. So, you know, it's really just personal preference. This is kind of the same thing I did in London too, though. I like staying in hotels that are near business areas. Usually transportation's really good. It's quiet, it feels safe. It's not like the bustling nightlife area. So it really just depends on what you're into. Also, I haven't been able to film much of this for you guys because it's been so busy with rush hour, but this is the Tokyo Station. This is the old side, and it's actually a little even more dramatic on the other side. Beautiful, beautiful building. And from the room, we haven't been able to hear any noise at all. And there's a 7-Eleven right around the corner, which for Americans especially, the 7-Eleven near your hotel can be kind of your base of operations because they have all the toiletries and things you might need, but they also, although if you want like more serious toiletries here, you're going to want to go to one of the like drug stores. But they have your basic necessities, they have your waters, and then of course they have an ATM, which is the best way to get your yen, and you definitely want to do that. You definitely want to have an ample amount of cash, but my USAA debit card, I've had no issues at all. So Ueno Park is so much fun. I highly recommend going on the weekends. Not that I've ever been during the week, but because Japan, most people have a very traditional work schedule, I can imagine that it's a lot more fun on the weekends. There were festivals going on, there was street food everywhere, there was live music. We had such a fabulous time, and you really just felt the vibrancy of the city and everyone out just enjoying the mild weather, the lack of rain, and their beautiful weekend. So that was a completely unexpected, thrilling surprise. We ended up at the National Museum of Western Art, and they had an exhibit called Britannia, which was all about the Impressionists of Brittany, which were both French Impressionists but also Japanese Impressionists. And I'm a huge fan of Impressionist art. I've seen it all over the world. Honestly, this experience rivaled the Musée d'Orsay for me. I mean, obviously it's different, but their collection was insane. And then their regular collection, they had... I mean, I'm still trying to wrap my brain around. Of course they did. I mean, it's Tokyo. But this was an incredible, incredible museum. Highly, highly recommend. And we're in Ueno Park, which the zoo is right there, which is the big zoo. We went to a little zoo the other day, which was lovely. But the big zoo that has tigers and elephants and pandas and all of the things is right in there. And because it's Sunday, it's super busy. But let me show you the museum so you can just see the outside. And it is the National Museum of Western Art. And I realize, you know, for us to be in a National Museum of Western Art, is a little, you know, like we should have gone to the Edo Museum, but it's going through some refurbishments right now. And so we opted not to do that. And we did this kind of last minute. And I'm telling you, absolutely amazing. Loved this experience. Okay, this big map will show you all of the different things there are to do here. There's a lot. There's a whole lot. When I was planning this trip, I had a lot of Westerners say to me they couldn't believe I would do a trip to Japan without a tour guide. And honestly, I just don't think it's necessary. Even with the language barrier, people are people, and in a beautiful place like Ueno Park on the weekend, just hanging out with everyone, there's a sense of community. And even though I am clearly a foreigner in a foreign land, everything felt very human. We were humans having a human experience together, and I never felt out of place or like I shouldn't be there, or that people were looking at me like, what is this strange American woman doing here? We're all just people. And especially after pandemic and everything we've all been through, as I've traveled more and more, I think we all have a renewed sense of being part of one another. And maybe it's just because I just got back and I am a very emotional, sappy person, but I think we could all use a little bit more of that, a little bit less of us and them, and a little bit more of all being part of the same human experience. After a brief walk through the incredibly busy area of Tokyo right outside of Ueno Park, we were on our way to Ginza. I had a ball shopping in Ginza. All of the heavy hitters are there. You've got Coach, Longchamp, Tory Burch, Cartier, Hermes, pretty much any luxury brand you can think of, you'll find it there. You'll also find shops like Uniqlo and Zara. It is kind of a shopping heaven. In fact, it was a little overwhelming for me, but pro tip on shopping in Tokyo, you do not have to pay tax. And unlike other countries where I have done some shopping, there's nothing for you to fill out. You just show them your passport and they will deduct the amount of the tax from the price of the item. I did a little bit of damage, not a lot. I did want this one Tory Burch bag, but their inventory was incredibly low. They only had one left, and the one they had a big scratch on it, so I took a pass on that. But I did pick up a couple of things, a couple of Longchamp bags, and also a really adorable Coach bag that was exclusive to Japan. So, you know, of course, I had to. We did some shopping. I don't know why the middle of the street is the best place to be, but it's closed for some reason. So I'm in Ginza and I'm walking down the middle of the street next to Ferragamo and Zara, and we just left Longchamp and Coach. Hey you guys, it's future editing Jen, and I knew that you would want to see what I bought. Not all of you, but some of you. So this is the Longchamp bag that I bought, this really sweet little straw bag. It does fold up, so it's easy to pack for travel, and it has a little crossbody strap. I had been looking at this at home. I knew exactly how much it would cost, and so I was able to get it for the regular manufacturer's retail minus the tax. So I did save some money, especially with the conversion with the yen. I think I figured out I saved about $25 on this bag, and or maybe more, maybe it was 30 on this bag, and I saved about 30 on this bag. This is just the regular Le Pliage. I can link both of these for you guys in this video, but this is the regular Le Pliage tote. It's the classic. I have it in black, but after about a decade of use, it's starting to get a little worn out. So I just bought a new one of that. Again, I knew exactly what it would cost, and so with the exchange rate and not having to pay the tax, it did end up being a good deal. Now hold on and I'll go grab the Coach bag. Now the Coach bag, unfortunately, I do not think I can link because this was only being sold in Japan. It's already got all my stuff in it, so I won't bore you with that, but it does have a flap there in the front for your phone. It's got this kind of chambray with leather detailing, a really nice crossbody strap. It's just me. My son even said when we walked in the store, the minute we walked in, I knew that would be the bag you would choose, and he was so right. So yeah, those were my three quote-unquote luxury purchases. Some people would not call Coach and Longchamp exactly
you know, they're not hoity-toity luxury, but I actually really love them. Quality is good, and I was really happy with the price I paid. So after shopping, we were starving. So we stopped at a gyudon place, and gyudon is Japanese fast food. It's essentially rice and meat, but the guy was really sweet to make it for me without meat. I think he was a little confused, but it essentially for me ended up being rice and cheese and tomato sauce. And I wasn't even mad. Was it because I was starving? Possibly. After that, it was back to the hotel. I kind of forgot to end the vlog, but thank you so much for watching. Make sure you tune in next time. We're going to go to Nikko. We're going to have a beautiful day in the mountains and visiting some historic shrines. So I can't wait to see you then. Make sure you like the video and subscribe and all the things. Thanks for watching, and whatever you're doing, I hope you're being really good to each other.